Hello YouTube and fellow DC comic fans. I'm Keith OneShot, and this is my Comic Complete Dramatic Reading Series. And today, we will be covering Nightwing Rebirth, issue 21, Split Second, from DC Rebirth. All art, text, characters, and storylines belong to DC Comics, not me. If you enjoy these stories, feel free to go out and support DC Comics in your local comic book shops. We start this issue off on top of a rooftop in Bloodhaven, where Nightwing is surveying the city for crime, and thinking to himself, when you've been in the crime-fighting business as long as I have, you'll learn that the time of day affects cities in different ways. In Metropolis, crime always seems to happen at high noon. In Gotham, evil has a habit of striking at midnight. Here in Bloodhaven, twilight is the witching hour. Just then, we see a man harassing and trying to rob a woman in an alleyway, with a gun pointed at her. The woman struggles to get away, but is unable to. Yup, right on cue, Nightwing says. Then he jumps down, knocks the gun from the attacker's hand, and cracks him in the face with a few good punches. The attacker swings back at Nightwing, and Nightwing says, "Nice hook. You're quick, but I'm quicker," as he easily dodges the attempt. And then Nightwing makes quick work of the attacker, sending him to the ground. Nightwing then says to the attacker, "Judging from your size, speed, and right hook, I'm guessing former boxer. Don't tell me. You all saw your money. My guess is to the mob. But you still want to show how much of a man you are by picking on a helpless woman." The woman then stands up and points a gun at the man who attacked her and says, "Not helpless, just caught off guard." The woman notes that the city's heroes have abandoned it, and Nightwing tells her, "Ma'am, please, you don't want to shoot this guy. He's not worth it." "Want to make a bet?" The woman says as she fires the gun at the man who attacked her. Nightwing leaps as fast as he can in front of the path of the bullet and thinks to himself, "It all happened so fast. I died to take the bullet, but it isn't like jumping for a swinging trapeze. I know as soon as I leap that I won't make it." Then suddenly out of nowhere, Wally West is holding the bullet. He has sped over fast enough and caught it in his hands, and he says to Nightwing, "Hey buddy, rough night?" Later on, we see Nightwing and Wally West on top of a rooftop, looking down as the cops arrest the attacker from before. And Nightwing says to Wally, "It's good to see you, Wally. If you hadn't showed up when you did, they'd be taking this guy away in a body bag. Even if he is a crook, he didn't deserve to be executed, and the victim didn't deserve to become a murderer either. I wasn't fast enough." Wally then tells Nightwing, "Don't beat yourself up, Dick. We can't all be dimensionally displaced super speedsters. You've got heart. That's what counts." Nightwing replies, "No, I was cocky and too slow." Then Wally says, "We're teammates. You drop the ball and I pick it up, and vice versa. That's how we win, right?" Nightwing answers back, "I appreciate the save, Wally. I really do. Hey, what the hell are you even doing in Bloodhaven anyway? The Titan's Tower is Shangri-La compared to this town." Wally then replies, "Yeah, well, Shangri-La is overrated. I'm bored, Dick. If I hadn't got out, I was gonna go insane. Now that I have my life back, I'm learning there's not much to it. I mean, I have Barry, but he's always running off doing something. Linda is a non-starter. I need a friend, Dick, and you're the best one a guy could ask for." Nightwing then says to Wally, "Hey, crazy idea. Let's get patrol for a few hours and have a guy's night out. Bloodhaven may not be the cultural center of the world, but I do know a few good places that aren't crawling with tourists. What do you say?" "I say Nightwing!" Wally jokes, and he also thinks to himself, "You're a real lifesaver." Over at a local Bloodhaven nightclub, Wally West and Dick Grayson are having a guy's night out. Wally orders a club soda and the bartender comments, "I spent 3 semesters in mixology school in Metropolis for this?" And Wally replies, "Hey, if it makes you feel fancy, light my cola on fire. Go ahead." And Grayson thinks to himself, "I forgot how much I like hanging out with Wally. Well, I forgot Wally, but since he's been back, I've had no time outside of my crazy life to do it. It must be strange being in his shoes, displaced, disoriented. Although, after the year that I've had, I can relate with how difficult it must be to put your life back together. Spending a night out is good for the both of us." 2 women come up and flirt with Wally and Grayson at the nightclub, and one of the women jokes, "Dick and Wally? How old school. What'd you guys do, time travel from the 1950s? "Something like that," Wally says. After the 2 women walk away, Wally tells Grayson he's still in love with Linda, and so it feels weird for him to flirt with other women. And Grayson tells Wally, "Listen, Wallace, Linda isn't available right now, and trust me, I know a thing or two about unavailable women. It's best to keep moving forward. That is your superpower, isn't it?" Wally sighs and says to Grayson, "Geez, remember when our social life was as simple as sneaking into the cave and playing go-go kart on the back computer?" Grayson then tells his friend Wally, "Well, if you're not interested in meeting new people, I think we should go. Her friend was looking at you the way the parasite looks at Superman." One lame movie later, Wally West and Grayson are walking out of the theater. Wally says to Grayson, "Whoa, for a pirate movie that was pretty bleak." Grayson replies, "Man, where's Johnny Depp when you need him?" As the two are walking through the crowd of fellow moviegoers together, people start to say that their bags, cell phones, engagement rings, and other valuables are suddenly missing and have disappeared. Even Wally's wallet is now gone, and Grayson notices his watch that Bruce gave him on his 18th birthday is also missing as well. Wally then tells Grayson how just before things started disappearing, he got a funny feeling, like time skipped a beat. Grayson says, "It's weird, I didn't feel anything. What are you doing?" Wally replies, "Channeling the Speed Force. If I focus, I can listen to it, allowing me to sense things that are disrupting space-time. It's probably why I felt a glitch in the Matrix and you didn't." Then Wally goes on to say how whatever is causing this is headed that way. Wally then asks Grayson, "Do you still have phone booths in Bloodhaven?" And Grayson jokes, "Ha, those ladies were right." Then the two of them change into their costumes and make their way across the rooftops of Bloodhaven in search of the thief. Nightwing asks Wally, "So, can the Speed Force tell you what we're dealing with here? Another speedster, maybe?" Flash then replies to Nightwing, "It doesn't talk to me, Dick. I've just learned to sense things through it. Whatever we're trailing after, it isn't moving through space just like us. It feels like it's skipping across it." Nightwing asks, "Like a stone across water?" "Exactly," Wally says. Then he adds, "Ooh, if it's a new bad guy, we should call him the Skipper." "Let's not and say we did," Nightwing jokes. Then Wally says, "Nightwing and the Flash versus Skipper. In the case of the vanishing valuables, it's just like something right out of our first year as Titans. Do you think he'll wear a little sailor outfit?" Now on top of a rooftop, Nightwing and Flash are scanning the area where the time-space disruption is in a street fair in Chinatown, and both are seeing things their own way. Nightwing thinks to himself, "Whoa, everyone just stopped inside that energy field there. That guy with the harness, he's the only one not moving." And Wally thinks to himself, "I thought people having a good time in Bloodhaven was strange. The Skipper! I think he's freezing time within that strained energy bubble. No wonder I sensed an interruption in the Speed Force." Nightwing then says, "Our things didn't vanish, they were stolen." Wally replies, "Right, time stopped and this jerk skipped around and took whatever he pleased. Time reset and poof, stuff's gone." Then Nightwing says, "That harness seems so familiar, but I can't place my finger on it." Wally suddenly says to Nightwing, "Did he just steal a hot dog from a kid? Not cool, man." And Nightwing says, "He's making his getaway, come on." Flash and Nightwing finally catch up to the man responsible by the train tracks, and Wally says, "Whoa, a hot dog thief and a litter bug? You're definitely not good at first impression." Then Nightwing tells the man, "Hand over the bag and the harness." And the man replies, "You've got to be kidding me. My first night on the prowl, and I get not one, but two super geeks after me? Don't you guys have an extraterrestrial starfish to punch or something?" And Wally replies to the man, "I do the jokes." And he grabs the bag for the man and finds in it all the stolen valuables. And then the Flash says, "Hey, check it, Nightwing. Nice watch." And Nightwing asks the man, "Who are you? And what is it you're wearing?" The man tells them, "Well, I've been kicking around the name Time Bomb." Just then, Nightwing says, "Good enough for me," and throws a few punches at Time Bomb. But Time Bomb appears instantly behind Nightwing and says, "Missed me." Nightwing kicks at Time Bomb, but again, Time Bomb appears right behind Nightwing and says, "Too slow." Then Time Bomb throws a few punches at Nightwing, and Time Bomb says, "Dude, you look ridic." Just then, Time Bomb hits Nightwing with a few punches and goes on to say, "You know, there was a time when I thought superheroes were cool, but seriously, boss, you're a complete tool." Then Wally West, being the Flash, runs in to attack Time Bomb, and Wally says to him, "Words of advice, you need to work on your banner." But even the Flash is too slow, it seems, as Time Bomb dodges Wally and says, "You need to work on your game. I wasn't hurting anybody, but if it's a fight you want, come at me, bro." Nightwing then says to Flash, he may not be a speedster, but he's just as annoying as one, and Flash replies, "Hey, you and I will talk about that remark later. Don't worry though, as long as he's not connected to the Speed Force, he's not as fast as me," as Wally tries his hardest to attack Time Bomb. But Time Bomb keeps skipping away, only to end up getting good hits on the Flash, and telling Flash, "You might have the power of fast forward, but I can hit pause anytime I want." Then Time Bomb knocks Wally down towards the train tracks. Nightwing thinks to himself, two more things I've learned from my many years of crime fighting. 1. Rookie villains talk way too much. 2. They telegraph their actions like crazy. Nightwing then jumps onto a balcony, out of Time Bomb's range, and Nightwing thinks to himself, the design of that harness. I knew it looked familiar. It looks like the alien tech the second-hand leaked into the city recently. Off-world weaponry in the hand of petty criminals? This isn't good. Time Bomb then says to Nightwing, "Aren't you slippery? Quite the predicament, huh?" Train pulls into the station, and wham! Lightning pancakes. Nightwing replies to Time Bomb, telling him, "Listen to me. That's alien technology. I don't know where you got it, but you have no idea what you're toying with." Time Bomb then laughs and tells Nightwing, "Sure I do. You know it's been fun stealing watches from people, but after kicking your asses, I'm thinking I should aim bigger. Fort Knox maybe. Maybe steal a nuke. You know, make some real cash." Then we hear the woo woo coming from a train, and the Flash is being held in place on the tracks by Time Bomb, and Time Bomb says, "Hear that? Midnight train is arriving right on time. Too bad your friend is gonna catch it early. Then Nightwing thinks to himself, there's nothing I can do. I can't dive into that energy field without being stuck in time like Wally. And yet, Time Bomb is able to physically manipulate his victims while paused. If I leap into that time bubble with enough force, there's a chance I could push Wally free. Then Time Bomb tells Nightwing, face it, bro, you can't win this fight. You just aren't fast enough to save your friend. Nightwing ignores what Time Bomb is saying and thinks to himself, quit overthinking it, Dick. There's no time. Wally took a bullet for me. Time to return the favor. Then Nightwing leaps into the air and then down into the energy field, onto Wally West with enough force to knock the two of them out of the energy field. As Nightwing is knocking them both out of the energy field, he thinks to himself, thanks for the wild night out, buddy. Thanks for being a friend. The two fall out of Time Bomb's energy field with too much force, and they are going to fall into the coming train. But Wally catches his footing and grabs Nightwing's hands and pulls them both out of the train's path. And Flash says, are you nuts? You could have been killed. And Nightwing quickly replies, hey, you dropped the ball, I pick it back up. That's what you said, right? And Wally answers back, you sure know how to call an audible. Time Bomb is overfilled with joy. He's celebrating what he thinks is his first big win, as he says, yes, yes, holy crap, I destroyed them. Then Nightwing taps Time Bomb on the shoulders and knocks him out with a punch, as Nightwing says, time out, Time Bomb. Wally then says, time out, Time Bomb? Really? Nightwing replies, what? I thought it was funny. And Wally says, funny if you're next to Batman, sure, but you really should leave the one-liners to me. And Nightwing jokes, fine, that's the last time I throw myself in front of a train for you. Flash then grabs a bag of valuables to return, and Nightwing grabs Time Bomb to bring to the cops, and Wally says, what do you say we drop Skipper Hero off at BPD, then call it a night? No offense, but I think I've had enough of guys' night out in this town. Then Nightwing answers back saying, or we could hit a few rounds of go-go kart at the cave, show you how fast I really am. Wally then jokes, oh dude, you just called down the lightning. Prepare to get scorched. Then Nightwing says, come on, even Alfred could beat you. Then, later on, over on a yacht at Whale's End Harbor, a man says to his boss, just got word on your missing freezing time gizmo. Ended up in the hands of some punk kid named Kevin Creedy. Nightwing brought him in. Twerp was calling himself Time Bomb. BPD's booking the kid as we speak. I'll make sure he don't talk. But what are we gonna do about the bird? Then the man's boss says, Nightwing should be taught to stick to the friendly skies instead of diving into hostile waters. Bloodhaven belongs to Tiger Shark. And that ends this issue of Nightwing Rebirth 21, Split Second. Comic published by DC Comics. All rights, story, art, and characters are owned by DC Comics and their respective owners. Not me. This has been Nightwing Rebirth, issue 21, Split Second, and I'm your host, Keith OneShot. If you like this video, make sure to go out and support DC Comics and pick up a copy of the trades or single-issue comics. Support your local comic book shop, take care, and have a great day. Goodbye.